we'll go ahead and get started. In the interest of time, we do have a rather full agenda today. Again, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Blake Hamilton. I'm the Senior Vice President of Talent Development and Advocacy here at the International Institute. For those regular attendees of this call, you're used to seeing our Executive Director, Rayo Benson's smiling face at these meetings, but unfortunately, he is not available as he is traveling at this time. So you're stuck with me. Thank you all again for attending at our last community update call of 2023. It has been a rather eventful year, which we are going to recap in part. There is still work left to do. There's weeks of resettlement. We have clients walking in for service every day. So there is, while these numbers that we'll be sharing with our in our report are not final, I think they give a good snapshot of the work that has taken place here in 2023. And we want to be able to share that out with you all, as well as shout out some of the recent events that have been taking place and updates regarding some of the programming that has been launched recently. So with that, I think we'll go ahead and jump right in for our resettlement update. We are experiencing something very new as an agency, something that has not happened in recent years, decades, is that we see this number of refugee arrivals becoming a smaller proportion of those overall served by the agency. You can see 688 refugee arrivals. That is above and beyond our initial estimate of arrivals that we would have seen this year. However, we've also seen an increase in walk-ins with other statuses, so Ukrainian walk-ins who are humanitarian parolees, other secondary migrants migrating to the region, as well as Cuban Haitian walk-ins, Cuban Haitian parolees, and other folks who have entered for service here at the Institute. In total, that's 1,145 new arrivals that have been served by the agency so far this year. And it's worth noting that 688 refugee arrival number includes 68 anticipated arrivals for this month. So should those go through, that will be our final number for refugees for this year. But this is a big jump in the number of individuals served. Last year, we did not serve as many refugee arrivals, but likewise did not serve as many walk-ins or secondary migrants who are coming into the region either. So what we see effectively is almost, not quite, a doubling of the number of clients, new arrivals that were served in the year, which is great. There have been many more programs that have been opened up to support various statuses of folks that are coming into the country and into our region. And we have been lucky enough to be able to secure funding and support to be able to serve these individuals. So we're very happy to see that folks are coming and getting served by the programs that are designed to serve them. And we fully expect to see these numbers changing next year. And we'll talk a little bit more about that again. And I see a question from George. Can you clarify the distinction between an arrival and a walk-in? Thank you. So refugee arrivals are those that are refugees that are resettled by the International Institute. Folks whom were notified of their arrival prior to it, and we are responsible for finding housing and providing the full list of resettlement resources. Walk-ins and the secondary migrants are folks that are not part of the refugee resettlement program. They could be refugees who've been resettled in other regions or initially resettled in other areas and have made their way to St. Louis. In the case of walk-ins, for example, and Cuban Haitian and Nicaraguan and Venezuelans, those are all sponsored programs. So they have individuals that have sponsored their arrival to the region, to the United States, and have made their way to the Institute to receive service. So there is a lot more variety in the background of folks, but also in the ways that they get connected to service at the International Institute. Obviously, for refugee arrivals coming in, that's a given. We're picking them at the airport. We are providing housing. connected from the very beginning. But for these walk-ins and secondary migrants, they have to find their way here somehow. And we have, with the increased number of statuses that we're allowed to serve under our programs and different funding that we receive to provide service for different statuses, we've really just sort of expanded that pool of individuals who we can serve and have been serving, as is evident by these numbers. The next slide is a breakdown within that refugee line item. Who are the refugees who have been resettled this year? And the big bulk has really come from three countries: Afghanistan, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Syria. Those three make up a huge percentage of the individuals that we have resettled this year. What we see is other countries growing in prominence over this last year. Myanmar being one of them, as an area that began to take off really in the last half of the year, and an area that we could anticipate seeing additional arrivals in the upcoming federal fiscal year. Additionally, those arriving from Colombia and El Salvador and Guatemala and Honduras are all sort of new areas for resettlement this year. And so we do anticipate seeing those countries increase their representation in this chart, likely at the end of next year. And I see another question coming in from Gilberto. Thank you for joining us. But the question from Gilberto is, secondary migrants are not in the program sponsored by the International Institute. They're not sponsored refugees, right? Those are individuals who were sponsored by another agency in another part of the country who have, after their resettlement in that location, decided to move to St. Louis, or have been, for some reason, attracted to move here. And we call those folks secondary migrants, as they've initially been resettled in one city and are ending up in a second location here. For the resettlement update, I want to see if Esmira is available to kind of walk us through some of these numbers here, looking back, but also looking ahead. Esmira, are you on the call?
Yes, I'm here.
Wonderful. I'll turn it over to you.
So, do you want me to talk about previous months, or you want me to talk about, right now that we're experiencing?
I think, all the information you care to share. The slide here is showing information regarding November, December, and January, as well as looking ahead. So,
we did agree that this fiscal year we will receive like 890, almost 900 people, but apparently we will get more arrivals. And November and December, they were very busy. We get in November 30 cases of 83 individuals, Somali, Iraqi, Congo, Afghanistan, Syria, and some people also from Guatemala, Nicaragua. Also in December, it says we will get 24 cases. But like 5 minutes ago, I get email from USCRI saying that we will get another family on December 28th. Even they told us that we are not going to resettle anyone last 2 weeks in December. So, and family of 9 from Nigeria. So situation changing every minute. So we don't know, like people coming, canceling, arriving. So most of the time we're facing many different challenges. I don't want to say that we are very busy. I just say we're facing challenges and trying to deal with that. For now, in January, we have 24 cases and 47 individuals. So looking at those cases who are coming next year, I did notice there is like a demographic changes. Mostly will be people from Guatemala, Nicaragua, Syrian people, not so many from Africa. This is only like what I noticed for this coming month. Yeah. If this situation going the same way, we will resettle approximately like at least 50 individuals every month to reach our goals. But as I said, I'm sure we will get more refugees. Of course, we are facing many challenges, but we are dealing with that. We're trying to do our best to find housing. That is our the biggest problem, because when you are new to this country, you don't have credit history, nobody doesn't want to rent you apartment. So Institute as a agency helping those individuals to get apartments. And then we are doing all those things that we have to provide. We call core contacts. So health screening, immunization, school enrollment, social security, and all those things that refugee need help with. So
And we've included some information around the housing need here in this
yes.
slide.
So we are looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bedroom units. As I said, this year we did have like a larger family that include more than 5 family members. And it is very difficult to find houses for them, but we are dealing with that, and everybody gets their houses. We didn't place people to the hotel. That is very positive things regarding our agency. But when we have a meeting with USCRE, also other agency nationwide, they also report that they have problem with housing. So we are not the only one that facing that challenges. Anyway,
part of the challenge that we face with housing is that we have very short notice of arrivals.
exactly.
So, you know, while it's difficult to find housing within 24 or 48 hours, even if you're a single case or a single person, or if you're a family of 6, 7, or 8, what we are doing now with our newly arrived clients is really strongly encouraging them to stay in their initial housing that we found for them for the first 3 months or 90 days. Once they're employed, then they can go and find other housing and be able to afford more rent and perhaps in a location that they would prefer. But we're really stressing to please stay in their housing throughout their resettlement period until they get their own job.
Well, thank you all for the update. In the interest of time, I want to just go back one slide to have a further breakdown of the walk-ins that we have received. We've been providing this update within our presentation for the last couple of months, and we have some comparative data to share. Within the month of October, we did have 3 Ukrainian walk-ins, 6 Afghan, and 23 Haitian entrants and 7 Cuban entrants, for a total of 39 individuals who walked in October. In November, the final month's tally was significantly bigger. In the month of November, we saw 8 Ukrainian arrivals, 12 Afghan, 28 Haitian entrants, 1 Cuban entrant, and 2 Nicaraguan parolees, for a total of 51. So, you know, just as we are seeing an increased number of arrivals through the resettlement program, we're also seeing an increased number of walk-ins who are finding their way to our services. And in the month of December, that has cooled off slightly here. Through the 11th, we only had 8 total walk-ins for the month. But you know, this is a trend that we're going to continue to see as long as these programs remain available for folks to be able to access. We know that folks will be seeking service through the International Institute, and we'll be here to serve them. With that, I do want to move on to our recapping some more of our 2023 achievements. And Casey, if you're with us, could you pop the slides back on for us? I'd like to, at this point, kick it over to Anna Hull to talk a bit more about our Workforce Solutions program this year. Anna?
Good afternoon. Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. I just wanted to highlight some numbers over 2023 in the Workforce Solutions Department. This is as of today. So I know we will have more placements coming in the last few weeks of December, though I will say companies are less likely to hire right around the holidays at the end of the year. Oh, I lost the slide. There we go. So we are at 269 job placements this year. 93% of those placements are full-time. That is our priority when we are looking for employment opportunities for clients. We've worked with 120 different companies. That is our records show 120 different employers that our clients have found employment. Sometimes folks find employment on their own, and we document those jobs, as well as employers that we are connected to on a regular basis. That spans across 36 different zip codes. A lot of people think that we are only looking for employers in the city. And it is true that the majority of our clients live in St. Louis City. We are working with employers throughout the region. We are happy to see an increase of the starting wage, $16.59. That's up about 30 cents from last year. And I also wanted to highlight the number of job order forms that we get from employers in the region, notifying us of open positions and wanting to work with us and hire clients that we are serving. Just in 2023, we've had 235 job order forms, and we are reviewing those on a weekly basis. If anyone on the call is connected to employers that have openings and would like to work with the International Institute and connect those opportunities to the clients that we serve, the job order form is that first step of getting that information organized on our end. So happy to share more information about that. We also have an established job readiness class that clients can complete now in one full week. We've kind of reorganized that schedule this year and are happy to see a lot of clients getting through that curriculum on a weekly basis. And we also have a very vibrant volunteer-supported job interview class that I know is talked about on this monthly call, recruiting volunteers to get involved and engage one-on-one with clients to practice some interview skills and get introduced to what that process looks like here in the United States. So thank you for all the support in finding employment opportunities for our clients.
Thank you, Anna. And with that, we'll pass it along to our Director of Education, Laura Stalling, who is going to present with some data on our education department and youth programs. Go ahead, Laura.
Hello, everybody. I'm Laura Stallings, as Blake said. Nice to be with you today. Thank you for your time. So first and foremost, I'd like to note that we almost doubled the number of students in our education classes compared to 2022, so that's lovely. Of those, it's perhaps noteworthy that about 40% attended one of 4 different literacy courses. Literacy courses are classes that may introduce people to holding a pencil for the first time or the alphabet. These are for clients who have little to no formal schooling. So, you know, we've served quite a few of those this past year, and we're meeting that need. Additionally, we first started offering computer classes in 2022, and we've seen this one small, very basic course blow up to 50 students attending this year. And there's some exciting developments that are coming with that I'll talk about in a moment. We could go to the next slide. Thank you. We also have an after-school program as part of the education department. This is pretty exciting. We've had usually we're averaging about 23 students a day. We've had a wealth of volunteers. This has been a very popular program. Yes, it's just, I can't say enough about how well received this is and how thoughtfully it's run. Next slide. Our teen summer learning program had about 50 students. It was very popular as well. And I have to say that there were a number of options available to students, including 6 different field trips, 4 different guest speakers. And it's been shared with me that the highlight was perhaps the Cardinals game and going to Busch Stadium and learning how to use public transportation to do so. That was just wildly well received, and students have been asking when they can do it again. So that was a fun thing for the summer as well as the rest. Finally, as part of our teen programs, we have a youth mentoring program. This has had, again, close to 50 students. We've had just a tremendous outpouring of volunteers. We do need them regularly. So please, if you or anybody you know might be interested in this, please contact us. I would like to say that here a highlight is that we had several Afghan students graduate from high school, and they are all attending St. Louis Community College. So that's been a real feather in our cap and a delight for Catherine, who runs the youth mentoring programs, and she should be very proud of that achievement. And with that, I can take us to, it's my pleasure to talk a little bit about the Empower Grant. This is a new grant that we were just awarded. One of the just kind of interesting things about it is that it goes for 18 months rather than a year or 2 years. Recipients could receive up to $500,000. You will note from the slide that we received almost the full amount, and we did in fact receive everything that we asked for and requested. This is a grant that provides employment services, transportation services, and English language services to refugees and immigrants who are able to be employed in order to get them to jobs quicker and with better success rates. We are going to be adding some very exciting programs. You heard Anna Hall speak about the job readiness class previously, and one aspect that this grant will provide is a remote component to the job readiness class, so we can access more clients and get people through that. The job readiness class and a new course through the education department offering GED preparation will also offer a 90-day access to an app that is an upskilling technology and English language learning app that will allow students to improve their English depending on what job category they're interested in. So we're pretty excited to start offering that as well, completely new. Additionally, and I think everybody's going to be excited about this.
Oh. Did we lose Lara? Unfortunate, because she was about to mention that another component of this is a driver's education. And with funds from this award, we'll be purchasing a driving simulator, which will allow us to work one-on-one on the driving skills for our clients who, of course, really rely on public transportation predominantly for access to employment. Access to this training, we are confident, will improve folks' ability to engage with employment in a wider radius from their homes. And of course, we all know, I think, how fundamental driving and having a car are to employment in the region. So we're very happy to be able to offer this. It's been the first time in a long time and this has been available through the International Institute. We'll be offering this in partnership with other existing programs that are targeting driving assistance for refugees, including those at Christian Friends of New Americans. So we're very excited for this added capacity in the region for this instruction. Yeah, Lara messaged she's having computer issues, but we're good. Thank you again, Lara, for your help with that. Next, I want to
can I mention one thing about
Oh, sure, go right ahead.
This is Amy Pushkash,
Yeah.
an education manager, and we just wanted to also just make known the accomplishment of receiving a new USCIS grant for 2 years to teach citizenship classes that was awarded for really more than what we had originally budgeted for. So they decided to basically double the amounts that we've had in past years. So we're very excited to be able to further our scope of citizenship classes, and yeah, we're very excited about these next 2 years.
Thank you, Amy. Yes, it is certainly something that we are very proud of. Our program was recognized for its long history of success, and we're happy that the federal government has decided to invest in it, and hopefully we can able to grow that impact and serve even more folks. And thanks and congratulations to Amy. Next, we have a Welcome Corps update, and I wanted to pass it over to Kelly Moore.
Good afternoon, everybody. In the last couple of months, we have been working with the Welcome Corps, which is a national program to offer community members the opportunity to sponsor refugees here in St. Louis or beyond. And we are going to be offering an information session coming up next Wednesday, December 20th. We'll offer one at 12 and one at 6. We also hired a new coworker by the name of Brian Barley, and he is going to be assisting those interested in this opportunity. So please tell everybody you know who wants to sponsor refugees here in the region that we are open for business and look forward to having some conversations with people. Thanks.
Great, thank you. Now with an update on the Latino Outreach Initiative, Carlos Ramirez. Carlos?
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, sorry. I'm afraid that I had also frozen out, so I'm leaving my camera off to see if that helps. But just wanted to give a quick update to say that it looks like Chicago is at a place where they have an uptick of people coming on. So they have asked us to try to get a move for 100 people here, likely by the end of this month or within this next month. So we are working on housing to be able to accommodate a big group like that. In addition to Chicago, I also will likely make a trip to Boston sometime this in the next couple of weeks to be able to also really pitch the program to people there in that program because Boston is actually going to discontinue the program altogether. So I think they're trying to have a mass exodus of those people. And so I will go to be able to try to convince those people and pitch to them the value of living in St. Louis, sharing with them the cost of living between Boston and St. Louis, which is significantly lower here. And so it will really be dependent of these people. Some of them may be families, some of them may be individuals. But when I say 100, I guess I'm really thinking 100 beds. So if it's a family of 4, that may be one apartment, but if it's an individual person, you know, so it's really just beds that we're really talking. So when we talk about numbers, that's what we're referring to. So that's not to say that all families will have 4 people. So it's really dependent on the people that we're able to recruit. And ideally, we're trying to front load that with people that already have their work permits so we can have an immediate impact. But some of them are, well, many of them may be eligible for work permits, but may not have them yet. But we have scheduled that in our budget so that way we can help those people as well. But I am trying to front load it with more people that have the permissions already to work. And Blake, if you could share a little bit about the recent advocacy work that we've done.
Yes, absolutely. As some of you may have seen, there was a resolution being proposed in St. Charles County, which aimed initially to call out the Latino Outreach Initiative here at the International Institute and mischaracterize the work of the program as well as those who benefit from it. And we were able to mobilize a coalition to speak out against that action, though the resolution was amended several times to, frankly, make it more of a blanket statement against illegal immigration into the St. Charles region. This is still something that drew a lot of opposition, not just from us, but many in the region. And we were very happy several weeks ago when the resolution was defeated in St. Charles County. And I want to thank my colleagues, Chrissy Durant, and of course, Aureo Benson, who you've seen on do some interviews recently regarding this. This is not an effort that we undertook alone, and we understand that as we engage in advocacy around these topics, that there is a large coalition of folks that very much are aligned with us and are thinking on how these sort of resolutions can corrode efforts that we've made in the region over decades to welcome immigrants. And you were very happy to have their support in speaking out against these resolutions. And unfortunately, this sort of thing does spread like a nasty cold sometimes, and it appears as if the Jefferson County Council has likewise undertaken discussions around a similar resolution. During a meeting 2 weeks ago, they agreed that they wanted to advance that. It is likely that this could come to a vote during their public meeting that would be held not this coming Monday, but the following Monday. But stay tuned to this space and to communications from the International Institute regarding that. And likewise, we would really be pushing to mobilize folks to attend those meetings and speak out as to why these resolutions are in fact a detriment to our region, which intends to grow and hopes to do that by increasing our immigrant population. Thanks again, Carlos. The next up is a discussion of Ubuntu, our recent event here, and I can't see is David on the call?
Yeah, I'm here, Blake.
Wonderful, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So I want to first of all give a thank you to all the individuals who helped Ubuntu, attended Ubuntu. This was our second annual fall gala. As you can see here, we did have a better second year. We had some lessons learned from last year, but as you can see, our sponsorships performed better in 23, and overall, you know, our ticket and table sales were on par with last year. The big difference for this year was the fund and need portion, and for those of you who were there, you saw just the great response that we had to that. It's for those of you who are not sure, that's the raise the paddle portion of the program, and that did a tremendous 43,000 plus, which is pretty amazing when you consider there were roughly 225 folks in the room. So, you know, just even that small but mighty group of people to contribute that much. And then we also had a raffle that we were able to secure additional donations from. We did go with a venue that was slightly higher than last year. For those of you who recall, last year was Windows on Washington. This year we did the Four Seasons, so it was a little bit higher in terms of overall cost. I think as we go into 24, we've already begun planning. We're going to look at how we can reduce the overall expenses, because while the net was higher than last year, we certainly want to improve that so that you know, expenses are only 30, maybe 35% of our total revenue. Just wanted to share a couple other things real quickly. Casey, I don't know if we have slides for this, but for overall fundraising, we are in the process of closing out our year. We are just under $2.1 million raised. For context, last year we did a little over 2.3. So we are hopeful, I'm hopeful that with our year-end giving, we will surpass last year's numbers, maybe even finish closer to 2.4. I would like to thank everyone who has supported our events or made a personal donation this year. If you have not and would still like to support our efforts, we'd certainly appreciate the support, and hoping to, like I said, hit that 2.4 by the end of the month. And then finally, we have started fundraising for our 24 Festival of Nations. The marketing team here put together a wonderful sponsorship packet that we are sharing with individuals. Pretty soon there will be a general call out for help with our Festival of Nations, volunteers the day of, help with planning, basically at all levels of the event. It is a huge event, as you all know, and we're hoping to make it even better in 24. And that's not going to be possible without the support of you and the community. So just wanted to update you on our last event, our overall fundraising, and what we're looking forward to next year. Don't know if there's any questions on these numbers or overall fundraising. Okay, thank you all.
Thank you, David. And with that, I'll go ahead and pass it over to Kelly Moore to tell us a little bit more about what's going on around the Institute.
Good day again. So we had a delightful first Thanksgiving here at the International Institute about, what was it, 3 weeks ago. We had great support from our partners, Little Angels Foundation, Kindness Begins With Me, Oasis International, Christian Friends of New Americans, Welcome Neighbor, Washington University, and St. Louis University. A big shout out to those college kids who stayed the extra hour and helped us clean up. We had a couple of media people come and join us to celebrate the occasion, and we also served around 350 meals. So it was a fun night, and we were glad to do it again this year. Next slide. We are committed to bringing you all the bazaar. We are going to be returning in 2024, and at this event, you will be able to purchase a meal from a caterer who's one of our ethnic caterers, and we will be able to have community vendors there at certain ones. And we also have this opportunity, we've gotten support from community members and community groups to provide essential food items for new Americans. So we're taking a small break for the holiday season, but we will be back and going Friday, January 12th. So mark your calendars, come visit us for lunch on that day. Our International Institute Community Development Corporation will be offering tax clinics. That seems the tax season always comes up a little bit too quickly, doesn't it? Please, if you know anybody who'd like information on how to get assistance for paying taxes, or even what their filing status might be and things like that, please have them come to our session. Looks like we will be deciding on that date, January 9th or 10th at 5:30 p.m. We will get that out to you all as well. Once again, this year, I believe we've been doing tax preparation for ever since I've been with the Institute. So over 20 years, we've been helping individuals with their taxes. This service is open not only to the clients of the International Institute, but you can see we serve people who have low to moderate income and people with disabilities and limited English proficiency. This is going to be starting on February 6th, and it will go till April 10th. Please call this number below to make an appointment, 314-655-0929. Thank you to all of our, we have some wonderful volunteers from the AARP who help us with the tax preparation. And again, some of those volunteers have been volunteering for the last 20 years as well.
And I want to pass it over to Anna Foster, who is going to tell us a bit more about an upcoming anti-trafficking workshop.
Yeah, thank you, Blake. So the International Institute's Anti-Trafficking in Persons program co-facilitates what's known as the Eastern District of Missouri Human Trafficking Task Force alongside St. Louis County Police Department. We're a program funded by the Department of Justice to prevent and respond to human trafficking throughout our service area across the state of Missouri. And when we're thinking about the Anti-Trafficking in Persons program here at the Institute, we can work statewide for victims of labor trafficking. But really serving any type of potential or identified victim of human trafficking. Twice a year, the task force hosts a community-wide meeting for folks across the St. Louis area and across our service area to come and learn about something regarding human trafficking. Previously, we've hosted discussions around like addressing the misconceptions around trafficking, as well as a basic human trafficking 101 for our community members. This year, or for January of 2024, which is also Human Trafficking Awareness and Prevention Month, we're really excited to be hosting Rashida Gee in her discussion around anti-racism and racial equity within the field of anti-human trafficking, as well as the link between anti-racism and the anti-human trafficking movement and work. We're really excited to have her. You're welcome to register for the training. It will be January 23rd from 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. I will also submit the registration link in the chat. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. I can also put my email in the chat if you guys would like to learn more about this training or just learn more about Rashida's background in the field. I can also pass it to Emily if she has anything else to add.
I think you covered it. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
A quick announcement regarding Welcoming Interactive, which is a national convening hosted by Welcoming America. This year it is taking place April 10th through 12th in Dallas. The International Institute is happy to be listed amongst the presenters at the convening. It's worth noting that there will be a full total solar eclipse on April 8th. So those who intend on attending the event are being told to register early and get book hotel rooms early, as they are anticipating a lot of traffic due to the complete solar eclipse a couple of days prior. But we're very honored to be able to present on the impacts of the African Community Support Program and really learn from a lot of wonderful cities and organizations doing great work across the country. And so please join us in Dallas if you have the wherewithal to do so. Thank you. And with that, I will kick it back over to Kelly for some community shout outs. Actually, no, I'm going to take this one, Kelly, and then I'll pass it back over to you. Bank of America recently bestowed the International Institute with an award through the Neighborhood Builders Grant Program. Each BOA market award gives 2 of such awards in their market annually. And this year, the International Institute and the Girl Scouts of Eastern Missouri were selected. And part of this award is a monetary grant for general operating support, but additionally, there is support for leadership building and mentorship and networking within the community of past recipients. So we're very honored to have received this award from Bank of America and are very much looking forward to engaging with the program. And with that, I will pass along to Kelly again.
Okay, in many of the months we've talked about donations and that we are low on our household items. So I want to make a shout out to Little Angels Foundation, who coordinated this wonderful pickup of lamps and sheets to help our newly arrived families. Thank you, Little Angels Foundation. Right. John and Carlos had the opportunity to visit the Employee Relocation Council. This is a group of individuals helping community members relocate here in St. Louis, and they had a silent auction for us, so a third-party fundraiser. Thank you so much. That raised over $2,000. Thank you. We had the opportunity to join the Ethical Society of St. Louis and witness their Justice Choir. They had an hour-long program of songs and poetry dedicated to, justice for all. They also did a collection. We haven't really figured out what the final amount is, but thank you to the Ethical Society and the Justice Choir STL. Webster University finished the semester-long project with us that they came in, that every time they came in, we offered them a learning opportunity with some of our programs. Then you'll see here in these pictures, they did some service hours for us, either sorting food one day, making signs for some of the events coming up. And it was fun to engage with the young Webster University students. More college students happened to come on by. Greenville University helped come here. They also were speaking to some of our staff. I believe it was our social work team. They helped us clean and organize our donations. We had a large influx of glassware that needed to be cleaned, so they are working tirelessly in the kitchen. Thank you, Greenville. Washington University, the Brown School of Social Work came up and organized a donation drive, again, helping our newly arrived families. So thank you very much, WashU. Worldwide Technology. This is really exciting. I believe this is one of the first years we've been able to work with them. They were able to make a substantial contribution to our anti-trafficking and social work program. They also provided blazers, slacks, and button-ups, and they're going to be on our list for contacts in the future. So thank you, Worldwide Technology. We are in the midst of a winter donation drive. We have got a team of volunteers who sort through our donations in our room, and they are really low on certain items. This list here would be the most needed items. If you know anybody who'd like to put up a collection this Saturday from 9 to noon, they are able to drop them off here at the International Institute in our, what is it? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. The garage. We'll have the garage door open off of Louisiana, so it will be an easy drop off. And please spread the word. Toilet paper, shampoo, deodorant, twin sheets, things like that are in need with our donation room. We know that Oasis International, one of our partners, has been able to offer New Americans coats. So if you happen to have any coats, that agency is collecting coats, and we take our new arrivals there to get them. We're also have the holiday giving program. We have that I just mentioned, collecting donations this Saturday. If you have any questions, please email or call Claudia or Jennifer. And then we have partnered up with the 100th Neediest, and some of our families will be in that program with the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. As usual, here are the QR codes if you're interested in looking at our Target and Walmart lists. We also still have an infinite need for Aldi and Schnucks gift cards. And of course, Visa cards and money to our TAO fund. Thank you so much. Volunteering, here we go. We've got, like I mentioned, the mock interviews that's scheduled for January 5th and 19th. If you would like to come and help those new Americans getting ready to enter the workforce. We relied on 2 volunteers to help us the most with our grocery shopping. So we could definitely use a few more volunteers. This is a little tricky because, as Ariel has mentioned in the beginning, we don't have a lot of notice when new families arrive, and the grocery shopping needs to happen the day of arrival, so we can get the food in the house before they get there. So continue to, if you know anybody who loves shopping, who loves grocery stores, send them our way.
And really quick, Kelly, if you can go back to that. Also, just to mention, we have a lot of elementary schools and younger students who want to learn how to get involved with our work, but we don't always have opportunities for them. So we always suggest holding fundraisers or donation drives to where anyone of any age can participate. So whether that's helping to raise funds for our next year's new arrivals and just supporting our work, or also hosting donation drives, which multiple colleges and universities have done. That seems to be very popular. So this is a way of being able to allow anyone of any age to kind of participate and help support our work. So if you guys have any questions about hosting donation drives or fundraisers, please also reach out and I can work with you on that.
Last but not least, we have posted the spring and summer intern positions are now open on our website. So if you have family or friends who are interested in interning here, many of our departments will take interns. Our education team, the community engagement team, I believe our social work team takes a number of interns. So please look to our website to apply for those positions now. If you'd like to volunteer, you can find that on our website. If you'd like to help our youth programming, Catherine will be happy to answer questions for you, and John Worth will be able to answer any volunteer questions you may have. Thank you so much for all of your support this past month, and we look forward to what's coming up in 2024.
Thank you very much, Kelly. There's so many exciting things happening. At the end of the year is always a very busy time. It seems that this year is not failing us in that regard. I did want to, I got a message from George Bailey, who wanted to talk a little bit more about the giving machine. George, take it away.
Thanks so much, Blake. I'm mindful of everybody's time and I don't want to take too much of it, but this is definitely worth sharing. I'm going to drop a link in the chat box. I would advise everybody to click on it. This is for the Giving Machine St. Louis. It's going to be here from December 20th to January 1st. That's 13 days. Now, if you've never heard of a giving machine, it's very cool. They put these in big cities all around the world during this time of year. And instead of getting something out of a vending machine, you put your money in and you are giving that money to a worthy cause. Now, what's great about this is that among the, I think, 4 or 5 organizations selected from St. Louis, This is the first time the Giving Machine has ever been in St. Louis. It includes, I think, 4 or 5 international organizations, but 4 or 5 local organizations as well. And the International Institute was selected as one of those organizations. And so you'll be able to actually give to families in need, or if you see another cause. I know that this will include the International Institute, the Urban League, and one of the larger food shelters in town as well. It's going to be there at West County Mall, and it's going to be really cool. You can go online and do a YouTube search for people who've covered this in the news and stuff like that. Drew Barrymore's talked about it on her show. 100% of the money that you give will go to that charity. Our church, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, covers all of the overhead expenses so that 100% of those proceeds go directly to whichever charity you are donating to. So I really hope that, if you don't mind, I want to invite each of you to click on that link, share it with your friends. I actually noticed on the link that they don't really go into detail about how awesome this is. So I'm going to see if I can get someone to change that, because messaging is everything. I think that this is incredible, so that people really understand what kind of an opportunity this is to celebrate the holidays with everybody in a unified spirit. So thank you very much, Blake. I really appreciate this time.
Thank you, George. And we're very excited to be in partnership around the Giving Machine. It's a unique experience for giving during the holidays. And I very much appreciate the opportunity to have the Institute be a part of this. This is very exciting. Thank you.
No problem.
So with that, I think we'll go ahead and call it. Thank you all for your continued support throughout this year. And as we look towards next year, we're excited and invigorated by all the new that's happening and all the opportunity that exists for collaboration and partnership. For it's not as if we could even do a fraction of what we do if it wasn't for all the collaboration and partnership that we have with you and many other organizations in the region. Thank you all very much. Have a happy holiday season, and we will see you all next year. Take care.
Bye.